We're going there, huh?
We're going there.
Can we stop?
Yeah.
How many can I pick?
As many as you want.
As many.
So, what is your name?
My name is. All right, we going?
Yeah, we're going.
Okay. My name is John Mead. More specifically, John Paul Mead. I was named after Pope John Paul II. So, pretty cool man, traveling pope. Went all over the world, over 100 different destinations, more than any other pope has ever traveled. So,
Yeah.
I'd like to just throw that fun fact in there.
Okay.
Yep.
And how old are you?
I'm 23 years old.
When's your birthday?
My birthday is January 27th, 1996.
Okay, so you just turned, kind of.
Kind of.
23.
I think my half birthday's coming up, actually. So if you want to come out and celebrate.
For sure. If you celebrate that, I'm down.
Let's do it.
So, who are you on a soul level?
On a soul level, that's a great question. I definitely am very empathetic. So I love to just vibe with people and... Can we stop?
Yeah, sure. What's going
Alright, on a soul level, like, what do you mean?
Like, who are you under the fact that, like, your job, where you're from, the stuff that society thinks matters, where you went to school, how much money you make, who your parents are, like, who are you?
Okay. Me, I think I'm a soul searcher. Like, I definitely love to build connections with people. I love interacting with strangers. Today at the gas station, a guy needed a jump, so I helped jumpstart his car. Just like any human interaction, I'm happy because I all think we're unique people and we all have something to learn from one another.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important to just get people's different perspectives because this world is so vast and you know there's so many different views on life. So I think just having an open mind and really being open to new ideas is something I really like.
Okay. So, is there anything that's happened in your life or anything that's going on right now that kind of like affects like who you are as a person today and how you process things?
Definitely relationships, more specifically emotional relationships, sometimes dictate the way I live my life. And so I'm definitely learning to kind of just figure out what I want and what I need.
Right.
And kind of like what I want to get out of life. So that's definitely something that has been really kind of relevant lately in kind of finding who I am.
Right.
So it's yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to give you 3 categories, and I want you to tell me what's most important to you and what's doesn't really matter, and you can mix and match if you want. So the first category is love, sex, and relationships. The next is society, culture, politics. And the next is spirituality and or religion, because those don't always go hand in hand. So what kind of takes the front seat in your life?
Within the 3 categories?
Yeah, and you can pick which, like, the stuff out and put it in the order that you want, if that's easy.
Sure. Right now in my life, I would say that culture is kind of a big thing for me because, like I said, I am, very just open to people and ideas, and I think people's cultures are definitely a really cool, piece of part of someone who they are.
Yeah.
And that's definitely something that I value out of people, just who they are and where they came from. Love is another big thing for me because whether it's in a relationship, family, friends, like I just have a big heart and a lot of love to give.
Yeah.
And so definitely love is like up there and something that's very important to me.
Are you in a relationship right now?
I am not.
Okay.
But there's no but.
It just is what it is.
It is what
I
it
feel you.
is.
I'm right there with you.
Next, so we're doing 3 rankings.
Yeah, I mean, you can just, out of those things, like, other than culture and love, or any of the other things important to you, or
Can you list?
list?
They all
No,
just
it's totally fine. It was a lot. So it was love, sex, relationships, society, culture, politics, and spirituality and or religion.
Okay, just rank those.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. I mean, low on the bottom is like politics, because while, you know, I am informed and, you know, do like to stay involved in it, I also think politics just creates an unnecessary divide between people, and something that it's a shame, because, you know, again, I am very open and like hearing other ideas, but, you know, those conversations usually end in arguments, and it's a frustrating battle that sometimes just doesn't need to be, you know, had. Society, you know, people say I've lost faith in society, but, you know, honestly, I think, you know, our society, we've grown a lot, we have a lot more work to do, but, you know, our society, we are who we are, this is our culture.
Right.
You know, it is what it is, and we can all just, like, you know, want to try to improve that and, you know, be the best society we can be. So,
Okay.
I think I'm done.
Okay. Those were good answers. So I'm going to get you to draw, but I want you to pick colors that represent you
Sure.
as a person and represent, you know, your life and the
Okay.
things that make you happy. And I want you to tell everyone, like, why you picked the colors you picked.
Perfect. So the first one that drew me was this highlighter, like pink, just because I am very outgoing and eccentric, and so this caught my eye immediately. I think it was this one, but I kind of like this one better. It's a little, I don't know, do they have names on them?
No, you get to name them yourself.
Oh, I get to name this?
Yes.
I don't want to be basic, but like flamingo.
I love it. No, that's not basic at all.
Cool. Another highlighter kind of color, like teal. Definitely, you know, I can be mellow and calm, and this kind of also reminds me of like just green, like nature, the environment, money.
Yes.
So this is what drew me to that green. How many can I pick?
As many as you want.
As many. This is a nice blue. It's a little softer. I definitely do have a soft side, and yeah, it's like not too dull, but there's also some color in it. And I love that it's kind of a blue, kind of a purple. I see a little bit of gray. Like, it's kind of open to interpretation, and I think that's you know, that's a big thing about life. You got to be open to interpretation.
Yes.
What else? What do I have so far? I just picked black because, like, I think it might be necessary in these drawings. So.
Okay. Yeah. I had someone.
I don't
else
have
do
a
that.
dark side or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I might, but no. Oh no, this cap came off.
It's okay. I need to buy new markers anyway. People just kind of.
Well, it's still good.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna lay this one over here.
Okay.
I think I like those colors. Nothing else is really standing out to me. Actually, that's too close to the other color I picked. So we'll do a yellow.
Okay.
Which one though? This one. Yellow is just very vibrant. It's usually the color of the sun. I love the sun. Serotonin is great, but more importantly, yellow, just like, it's a bright color, it's usually a positive color, it stands out, and I like to stand out.
Yay.
So.
Okay. So just draw whatever you want, and I'm just gonna ask questions and do the best.
Should I look at the camera?
When you have time to.
I mean, I didn't know if I should be like
Oh no.
Picasso over here?
No, yeah,
or
you can do whatever you
not
want.
that I can draw.
Yeah. You can do whatever you want.
Okay, cool.
All right. So first question: what makes you the most upset? Like, what really pisses you off?
What pisses me off? We're going there, huh?
We're going there.
So, what pisses me off is when, I mentioned this earlier, when people just are closed-minded. It really frustrates me when, people have their own ideas and their own, way of doing things. I mean, that doesn't necessarily frustrate me, but when people are just stuck in their own ways and can't really see the other side of things, can't relate.
Yeah.
It's just something that it annoys me because everyone has something to share.
Right.
I don't think anyone's ideas per se are right or wrong. I think it's just, how you want to interpret things. So that's just, it grinds my gears because I just want everyone to be able to see the other side.
Yeah, for sure. That's understandable. What makes you the most excited?
What makes me excited? Dancing.
Yay!
I
What
love
kind of dancing?
to dance.
Any kind?
I mean, I was in the club last night.
Okay.
No, I think dancing just really lets you express yourself.
Yeah.
I danced in the shower. I dance in my room. I'm always dancing, and I don't know, maybe that's where I get my energy out, maybe that's where my energy comes from, but yeah, and I think dancing, there's no real boundaries. There's no right way to dance. Yeah, people do choreographs and are doing all this stuff, but I don't know if that was a choreograph.
It's okay.
Yeah, I just think people are free to express themselves, and dancing really gets me going.
Okay.
So.
What's your favorite music to dance to? Do you have any songs that are your go-to? I need to dance, I need to let it out.
So definitely when the windows are down and I'm rolling, I'm more into EDM.
Okay.
But that's kind of just when I'm dancing. But I
Yeah.
also love hip hop, dancing to hip hop and pop, I guess.
Yeah.
Just depends, the environment I'm in. I listen to in a range of music types. So, yeah.
What are some of your favorite songs right now? What's on your recently added playlist?
Recently added playlist.
Yeah, or your favorite.
Like I said, right now it's a lot of EDM, so...
Who are some of the DJs that are your go-tos?
I really like Chami. Chami's people are gonna like it. People who like EDM watch this, they're gonna crucify me because they're oh, Chami's at this. I don't know, I think Chami's deep house.
Okay.
And why I say that because he's very housey, but what I was saying earlier is that people could be Chami's not deep house, he's indie house, and I'm
Okay.
alright,
Yeah.
cool. Again, everything's open to interpretation.
Right.
But Chami's a good artist. I've been jamming to a lot of Cardi B.
Yes.
Cardi. She's great, just again, very energetic, and I feed off that. Should I just bring out my phone? I feel like I should just
Yeah, you can totally bring out your phone.
Let me give you some actual good ideas.
That's what I have to do too. People are always like, "Oh, what
Play
do you
a
listen to?"
song,
And I'm
and I'm
like, I'm just gonna go to my phone and tell you the name because I
Yeah.
listen to so many different artists that
Exactly.
I can't even. I know you're not gonna know the song if I name it.
Nope. I love Drake.
Yes, me too.
Always been a Chris Brown fan.
Okay.
Although some of his songs could be very just you can tell someone wrote it for him and they're
Yeah.
all right, put this one out. I love Summer Walker. She's a
Okay.
beautiful voice.
Yes.
She's R&B.
Do you like country?
So I'm not a huge fan. I know I'm from Carroll County, so you'd think I'd be hoeing down every day, doing a square dance, but yeah, no, not really. I like the classics. Like growing up, I would hear country in the car, and so like when I hear a song I recognize from then, I'll jam along, but I don't seek out country music.
For sure.
And Old Town Road. No.
Yeah, no. Okay. Make a facial expression that explains you. Like, if you were a facial expression.
If I was a facial expression?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Just a big old smile. Like, again, have a lot of love, and I think a smile goes a long way. I don't think people smile enough.
Yeah.
One thing about our society is, you know, we kind of just walk by each other and don't really, I don't know, interact.
Right.
A lot of times, you know, people don't say excuse me, people are sometimes closed off. So I think a smile is always warm and friendly and can always, you know, change someone's day, turn it around.
Okay. And explain to me what social media is to you. Like, what do you feel about social media?
So I am a 96er, so tail end of the millennial generation.
Yeah, you're like the last year, I think.
Yeah, a lot of people will argue. I've been in arguments, you're not a millennial, and I'm like, okay.
Right, like
cool,
whatever.
I don't care. But anyway, yeah, social media, I think that came around like middle school, high school. I think I had a Facebook actually when I was in 6th grade, so that was like the first thing.
Yeah.
All my siblings were pissed because little 6th grade John had a Facebook, and that was annoying. So, which I probably would think the same thing.
Right.
And then, you know, Instagram and Snapchat came along, and just growing up with that and it being a part of, you know, just my interactions and friendships. That's just kind of, you know, Snapchat or all that. Send someone a Facebook message. The minute you meet someone, oh, add me on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I think it's nice and all because, you know, you get to kind of peek into someone's life, but also you don't really get to peek into someone's life.
Right.
They're showing you what they want to show.
Exactly.
I found social media to be a toxic part of my life, given that I would spend a lot of time on it, and I would read into things negatively, to where it was affecting me like emotionally, spiritually, and so as of recent, I've really just been trying to disconnect from all of that. I still check it every day, but I just think it's something that, you know, isn't always face value. People aren't necessarily who they say they are.
Right.
And it's so easy to, you know, put a blindfold over people's eyes and just kind of make people think who they want you to see. So definitely like catfish.
Yes.
I would say.
Okay. Do you have any weird habits? Or any habits where people are just like, you always do that and you don't like realize that you're doing the thing?
Well, I mean, one habit, I bite my nails religiously and always have, and it's like really bad, but yeah, it's gross too. But something I do religiously that people notice about me. I literally want to call up my friend right now and be like, can you just like give me some examples, because I know she'd be on point with it all.
You're allowed to do that if you want to.
Am I?
Yeah. So like, hi, I'm doing this interview, and
Hey.
can you just tell me like some things that I do?
What do I do religiously? Yeah, I don't think I can really pull that. Do you mind?
No, do it.
This is fun. Pick up.
Right?
Talk to me. All right, on to the next one.
All right, it's fine. At least we tried.
Can I try one more?
Yeah.
All right. I said no. I meant on to
like
the next friend.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, go down the list. I'm down.
And the question was?
Just, do you have any weird habits or any like things that you do all the time that you probably don't realize you do yourself?
Okay. Does anyone like me?
Hello?
Hi. Are you at work?
Hi.
Are you at work?
No.
Oh, I have a question.
Yeah.
So I'm being interviewed right now, and the question is, what are some weird habits that I have, and like, what do I do that I don't realize? Like, this is Alana, by the way.
Hi. Man, I saw Jasmine yesterday.
So I heard.
You commit to a lot of things without realizing that you're committing.
Yes. Okay. That's a great example. Perfect. All right.
And
Wait. Go ahead. Keep going.
you only need one.
No. Keep going. Lay it out there.
And you weird thing.
Just like, what do I do habitually? Like, that's something that's like so.
Lift your freaking hair.
Yes. Okay. You're right.
Alright.
All right. Cool. I love you. Bye. Yeah. So, I'm like always on the move. I'm very spontaneous. I go from one thing to the next, and I make plans. Well, I can't make plans because, you know, I'll commit to something and then it'll come up and I'll be like, fuck, like, I totally committed to something else.
Yeah.
And I'm the worst with that. Like,
do that.
when people are like, hey, like, what are you doing on this date? And it's like 3 weeks away and I'm like, ask me the day before. I really can't commit. It'll be something, maybe it'll be on my mind, but people definitely get pissed off with me because I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll be there, like, cool, like, yeah, I'm excited, and then it comes around, and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, like, this came up, and they're like, dude, you always do this, and I'm like,
I just
you're
can't say no to
right,
you.
I just, like, again, like, I'm very spontaneous, I'm on the move all the time, and, yeah, that, I don't know,
Okay.
I like it, but other people don't.
You like it, I love it.
I love it.
Share an embarrassing moment.
Embarrassing. Oof. I need to think about this. Can I have my water?
Yeah.
I like drown my head. Nothing specific is coming up. That's why I'm like struggling.
That's awesome that you don't get embarrassed.
I mean, I wouldn't say that I don't, but
And it can be from like any time in your
yeah, and that's why I'm like trying to pull. I'm like high school, college. I don't know. I can't really pull anything. Not to say that I don't get embarrassed, but I try to like turn situations that could be embarrassing into
Right.
like, you know, positive ones. Like, I'll laugh with people. You know, people are laughing at me. I'll laugh with you. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
But I definitely, there are times of embarrassment, but not where I'm like, I want to like crawl in a hole and, you know.
Yeah. Okay. What don't you want to tell people but know you probably should share because it could help someone else?
Say that again?
So what don't you want to tell people, or what do you usually like not talk about that often, but know you probably should share it because it could help someone else, like going through the same thing or just going through the same thing?
I mean, I'm an open book. I don't have much of a filter. Sometimes I share too much, and that like turns people off. So it's a tough question because I definitely can be too nice though, and not be real with people and really explain my feelings and, you know, my thoughts, like, because I don't want to offend someone or I don't want to hurt someone's feelings, and like make them, like, draw them back. But I also think it's necessary for like personal growth.
Yeah.
Just to kind of realize like your faults and understand them and try to improve on them. So yeah, I definitely am Mr. Nice Guy, and I love giving people compliments and all of that. But once it comes time to like being real, like there's a piece of me that like can't turn it on all the way. So.
Okay. What do you feel will restore connection in our generation?
What do I feel that will restore connection within our
and
generation?
empathy, and people seeing each other as humans, not just followers. What do you think we can do?
This project. No kidding. Like, again, I've watched numerous videos, and everyone has a different story to share. Everyone has a different perspective to share, and I think, you know, being open to that is so important because there is so much to share.
Yeah.
I like to use this analogy. There's a knowledge pie, and we all, like, this is all the knowledge in the world, and we all have a little teeny sliver, and your sliver is different than mine. And so you walk in a room, and, you know, no one's the smartest person in the room because we all know different things. You know things I don't know. I know things you don't know. And it's all about just sharing that and enlightening people, and, you know, just, again, just sharing yourself with the world. I think is something that can really bring everyone together, because it's something people are afraid to do. And if we all just, it's easier said than done, but if we were all just able to kind of like put our own shit out there, it'd be like, wow, like, okay, maybe my weaknesses aren't so bad. Like, you know, everyone's problems are different, and sometimes we like to, you know, think we have it so bad, but, you know, the next person over might have it way worse. Another analogy, my grandfather would say, if you put all your problems into a hat, and everyone else put all their problems into a hat, and you picked one out, you probably wish you had your own problems back.
Yeah.
And so that's just something that, you know, really resonated with me, because it's like, you know, things can be bad, but things can always be worse. So, yeah.
Do you send important information through text message? Like, is it easier for you to communicate things without being face-to-face with people, or do you rather, you know, call them on the phone, FaceTime, meet for coffee, when something really important is going on?
FaceTime. FaceTime. I love FaceTiming. I think it builds a stronger connection. I think, you know, while we're not necessarily in front of each other, I can see your face, I can see your reactions, your emotions, and I've actually had a lot of, you know, whenever I'm feeling, you know, beneath myself and need a friend to talk to, I'll FaceTime someone, because, you know, phone calls are nice and you can hear someone's voice, but you can't really see that person. Text, a lot of miscommunication is made through text, and I still text all the time, but I can't really ever read someone through text. I love to use emojis and exclamation points because I am, you know, outgoing, and I like to make people feel energized and happy. But some people just, you know, don't use those, and so sometimes I think they're being brash with me, or being like, you know, just like not exciting, and you can't really judge people through text messages.
Yeah,
it's just hard. So
yeah,
I think FaceTime's my go-to.
Okay. What is the nicest thing you've done for somebody? If you can think of a specific time. You seem like a very sweet person, so.
The nicest thing?
Yeah, just something that you did out of the kindness of your heart for someone without them asking, or a big thing that someone asked you for that most people wouldn't do, but you were like, I'll do it.
Yeah, I can't. The first thing that comes to mind, and it's probably not the nicest thing I've ever done, but this guy today at the gas station, I saw his hood was popped, and he kept trying to start his car. I was filling up with gas, and his engine wasn't starting, and so I like went over to him and I was like, hey man, you need a jump? And he was like, I do, yeah. So I finished filling up and I gave him a jump and he was like, hell yeah, thanks dude. And so again, not the nicest thing. I can't really
the
like
little things that you can do for strangers.
the little things. And you know, I think probably people are probably think, oh John, that's the nicest thing someone's ever done for me. Like I'm sure people view that differently. So I don't know. I just think you should always be nice to people and always try to go out of your way to do nice things. That's important.
For sure. What are you self-conscious about, if anything?
Is that when I draw? What am I self-conscious about? I am self-conscious about people's views on me. And I said earlier, like, I don't give a fuck what you think about me. But sometimes I really do. Like, it kind of bothers me. I love getting reactions out of people, and when they're negative, I don't really like that. Like, I'm learning to, grow out of that, but at the same time, it just really, I don't know. I'm a people person.
Yeah.
I'm a people pleaser, and when I feel like I'm not pleasing someone, I just kind of like, what did I do?
Right.
But it is what it is.
Okay, I have a very open-ended question for you. What's missing?
What's missing? My independence is missing. I feel like I haven't really grown into the person that I'm going to be or could be because I don't really have much independence, which is, I'm in a good place in my life, but also think, I strive for more, and living at home and not having that independence is hard because I can't necessarily be exactly who I want to be. Not to say that I'm not to say that I'm living a lie, because I'm not, but I think once I'm on my own, I really will be able to kind of find out who I am, figure out what I like, what I don't like, and not just kind of like base everything off of other people and what they like and don't like. So
if things went perfectly, like where do you see yourself in 5 years? So you'd be 28. So where do you see yourself in 5 years in a perfect world, as far as your plans go right now?
In 5 years, I want to be living, in a major city.
Okay.
Maybe in a studio. Did I get marker on my face?
No.
Maybe in a studio, maybe studio apartment by myself, maybe with a companion. Excelling in my job, making decent pay, having the ability to travel. I want to say that I've been there, I've been here. I like cultural experiences and learning about people's different cultures, and so I don't think I've been able to experience enough of that. So I think in 5 years, hopefully I'm established. Guess we'll find out.
You'll be fine. It'll be fine. Last question. What do you have to say to the world?
Be who you want to be. Be who you're meant to be. Stop living your life through expectations of someone else. Just fucking live your life. You got one. You can't redo anything. Don't have regrets. Maybe some, but not too many.
Right.
Yeah, just do what you want to do. Stop letting people inhibit you and reeling you back in. Like, just be you. At the end of the day, be you.
I love that. Show me what you drew.
I didn't finish.
It's okay. No one really finishes. Are those two little shrimp?
I'll explain.
Okay.
Well, my go-to is a whale because like I kind of figured out how to draw the shape of a whale. But yeah, it's like kind of like the ocean. Everything has a smile on it because I think smiling is important.
Yes.
These are seahorses,
Oh, okay.
but you know, everything's open to interpretation, so they could be shrimp.
But they're seahorses. We're gonna keep them like
All right, they're seahorses. Starfish because they're easy to draw
Yeah.
and they're stars. Again, I'm not the most artistic individual,
Totally
but
fine.
at the same time, look what I just drew, motherfuckers.
I love it. Can you sign it for me?
I can. Anywhere.
Anywhere.
This is John in the flesh.